Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from our comfy couch here on the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon Reviews for December 12th, 2021, with your host, Peacemaker2448 and Rampant Epsilon.
Hi.
I'm going to despise the show by the end, won't I?
Oh, you're assuming we make it to the end.
Fair! Oh my god.
Now, if we can get more like the second half of these four, it might keep my attention and I might can overlook some of the stuff.
Yeah.
If we keep getting crap like the first half of this, then yeah.
It probably didn't help that I checked out hard when watching this. Half because I was having internet issues Saturday. Because the bill was a little late getting paid, so I paid it, but then Charter would not shut up and be like, hey, you're past due, pay your bill. And I'm like, motherfucker, I paid the bill, leave me alone. So I was getting that, and I had to go on to Shout Factory's app on the Fire Stick, which is terrible, by the way. Would you like to have to search for Ryuki and then have to try to figure out which episode is which? Because that's what I had to do.
That doesn't surprise me because, you know, most video sites will tell you the next episode coming up and the one previous, and then start having random ones. Except for they don't.
That's why I wish this would get on Tubi already, because I can just watch it on Tubi and just be like, alright, next episode, next episode, next episode, next episode. Alright, done for the week.
It has resorted to me having the main page with all the episodes actually in order open, and open each episode in a different tab.
Yeah. Yeah. It's what I do too. It's dumb.
Why they can't just fix it's beyond me.
Who knows? But yeah, it was that, and then the first half of these episodes are absolute garbage. I'm sorry. They are absolute fucking garbage. So I was fucking just like, alright, the episode's on. I guess I'm watching these. I guess. I was just checked out. I
was checked out on the first. I watched the first one. The second one in this batch, I was completely checked out.
Yeah. This terrible ass Ace Attorney plot sucks.
It's pretty much a case of the best way that the first two episodes can be summed up is, do you know how most Ace Attorney cases go? Yeah, think of how it can go worse.
Oh god, yeah. It's so stupid.
Also, throw this little girl that at first seems to have nothing to do with this in there, and then, yeah, go from there.
And then she has everything to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. What's weird is I think that actually just did sum up the entire first two episodes.
I was supremely tempted to find a way to be like, I don't want to have to go back to these to write down these. Can I just, like, grab a summary of these episodes and just plop it in here and pretend I wrote notes for the week?
I mean, to be fair, that probably would have worked.
Yeah. So it's 9 through 12 this week, folks. Any other thoughts before we get into the episodes proper?
No.
All right, then. We kick off with episode 9. Shinji's arrested. So, Shinji gets the shit kicked out of him by Zelda. And his arm ends up injured because Zelda just keeps beating the shit out of his arm with the butt of his gun. I'm not gonna lie, every time Shinji gets his ass handed to him in the show, it makes me enjoy the show a little more.
Fair.
It's not much, but at least moves the needle in the right direction for me. So he ends up leaving after he gets the shit kicked out of him. He ends up late getting to Hadley later, which, in between those two, Nanako, the computer tech person for the Ori Journal that I haven't mentioned because she doesn't fucking matter till now.
I mean...
Because none of the Ori Journal don't matter except for Reiko.
And even she really don't.
Yeah.
The only purpose she really serves is giving us a reason to go where the action is, like we really needed it.
Yeah, I am so confused of what her role in this show is, with her subplots.
I feel like what they tried to do with her was have the whole one character be the bridge between the good and bad kind of deal, to where it's a cleaner cut, except for the problem is it's still cut.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be just as fine just going back and forth between the monster and what the monster's doing and whatever they think the important A plot is for that week.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to fully say that it is the A plot, because, I mean, there is no A plot at the moment.
Fair. I'm not sure what the A plot of the show is at the moment.
Like, you can't really count the writer battles because we still have no context as to why.
Right.
The other writers being complete and utter jerks is not really helping anything.
Yes, I love every time one of them goes, writers can't coexist, and I'm like, says fucking who?
Yeah.
The jackass that handed you the decks? What's stopping you from going, no?
Well, I mean, he promised their greatest desire, question mark?
Yes, but they have yet to really confirm that.
Hence why I said question mark. I mean, sorry, look, by this point in Dragon Knight, we clearly knew that's exactly what Xaviax was doing. It's like, come on. Give us something to go with here, show.
Yeah. Also, it doesn't help that since I started in phase 2, I just look at that and go, no, they can. You're just being shitheads about it.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. That's not really just something that someone that started phase 2 should be looking at and being like, no.
I know.
We actually saw the original series even was fine with having 2 writers.
Yeah.
Multiple writers can exist.
It feels anti to the idea of what writer is established, I would say, at this point in the franchise.
It feels like it's something just shoehorned in because they felt like they needed a conflict between the writers.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this feels like. Which is so weird that somehow Dragon Knight manages to fix that.
Yeah.
On a base level, when you boil down everything, they're still really the same show. At this point, at least.
Yeah.
So it's like, it feels weird that the rider battle's so shoehorned in here, but it actually kind of makes sense in Dragon Knight's case. Same thing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Nanako's out to go enjoy an amusement park after work, and I guess after sundown. Which okay, that's a late opening for an amusement park. So she enjoys it until someone randomly kidnaps her, which she does bite the hand of. I forgot to note that earlier in the notes, because it does fucking matter till the end.
Yeah.
So we see Shinji get back to Adelie. He declines talking about him fighting a monster and Zelda, even though when he's alone with Rin and Yui, he still declines to say that, because I don't know why.
I get the fighting another rider. I don't get the fighting a monster.
You fought a monster before Zelda decided to shoot you in the back and then beat the shit out of you. You could have just said, I fought a monster and I ran.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, the next day, our kidnapper guy calls in the ransom, and Shinji, of all fucking people, is put in charge. Not Reiko. Shinji. I would also like to point out that because of the framing of this, it seems like Shinji's in the office when this ransom call is made, which makes the later part stupid.
I mean, fair.
So he goes to where to drop off the ransom. He tussles with the kidnapper guy for a little bit because the guy just attacks him. But then a mirror monster takes kidnapped man into the mirror world and immediately kills him, and Shinji goes after to fight the monster, and he does for a little bit and then it runs off. So he goes back to Nanako, checks on her when the cops arrive, because he called the office while he was walking up and they heard the tussle, so they called the cops because, oh no, something bad happened. And then the cops decide Shinji is kidnapper and arrest him. Really? Fucking really? Did they not tell you Shinji was the one dropping off the ransom to start with?
And could they not have explained that situation afterwards and it been fine?
Apparently not.
Because that was the other part that kind of, I was like, we're only going to drag this out for the entire two-parter.
Oh god, yeah.
When there's not a reason for it.
Shinji, why didn't you say, hey, the guy tussled with me and then he ran away? He didn't grab the money because of the fight and he just ran. I don't know why, but he ran. It's not that complicated. Why is this 2 episodes? So now it's everybody's job to prove his innocence so we not have him in jail.
As we take turns with literally everyone poking the bear and saying that he had done it.
Yes.
Because you can't forget that ridiculous... I don't even want to call it a bit.
Yeah. To be fair, I did laugh at Ren saying that he was dangerous and he's a kidnapper, since Shinji is responsible for Yui getting kidnapped like 2 episodes ago.
I mean, yeah.
I feel like part of Ren's actions here is payback for his shenanigans from a previous episode. At least part of it.
I mean, yeah.
So everyone talks to Shinji. Also, for whatever stupid reason, again, Shinji decides to not talk to Rin and Yui about the fact, oh no, a mirror monster kinda ate the guy, I don't know what to do.
Even though they are literally the two people he could say that to. And they wouldn't look at him like he was crazy.
Yes, he's worried about it being caught on camera, but like, who fucking cares?
Okay, wait a minute. Didn't in the next episode they wind up telling him that he's a writer? In the same kind of room?
No.
I know they at least said about the attorney was gonna set him up.
That I remember. I don't remember if Ryder got brought up because I thought Reiko was in the room.
Maybe then.
Yeah. Anyway, in the B plot, I guess, Goro keeps interacting with this random kid who keeps wanting to hire Kidoka to help her dad. And he's like, no, I don't help kids because I'm an Ace Attorney villain. But Goro's like, I'll get you candy. I'll be nice. And like, Goro, why aren't you Zelda? Goro, please. Please, no. I need you to...
He's too good. He can't be.
Why are all the characters I like in this series fucking side characters?
I mean, why are only characters side characters?
Yeah. But later on, Rin ends up hiring Kitoka as Shinji's lawyer. And for some weird reason, Rin is like, well, I'll find a way to come up with the money. And I'm like, you dropped a shit ton of money in episode, 2. What do you mean you're hurting for money? Aren't you rich? Or is his rates that high?
Yes.
I guess. So he interviews Shinji and he goes to Adley later. And he's just like, I'll take this cafe as collateral, as payment, and then I'll make it my personal one, and then Yui will be the only person who serves me because you got to give me more reasons to want this man be shoved in a toilet. You really do. But when Rin confronts him about this, they both hear the ding of a monster attack, and then they both go fight it, and then they end up not killing it, and instead fighting each other. Because they gotta prove who's got the bigger dick.
Yes.
And I would like to say that in the last note I have for the episode is, I'm too full of salt this week. Because it's just a lot of capitalization, all caps, and a lot of just smashing the keyboard at points in this episode, because I was just fucking done. I was done with this dumb plot before it became 2 episodes.
Fair.
But that takes us to episode 10, Knight's Crisis. I would have to ask what crisis, considering this episode, but alright, sure, game.
Yeah.
Sure, show. Sure, he has a crisis. So they fight, and Knight gets beat because gun beats sword. That's when Kitoka's like, Shinji is also a writer, and then taunts Rin about it because Kitoka's a fucking dick. When Rin gets back to Adley, he's like, his knuckles busted up, and the aunt sees this and is like, were you out fighting? And he just like leaves, and then he patches something. He's like, by the way, Kitoka's a writer, so we're screwed. So the next day, Kitoka, I guess, asked Shinji to tell him what he would do with the ransom money if he did end up getting it. Randomly. Because, that's not a leading question at all. And so Shinji bites it and I guess gets himself framed, which, okay. They never say he's actually going to do it. They just assume he will. Right?
Yes.
And Kitsuoka never makes a move in the direction of doing so. He's just like, it's for a play I'm going to do.
Yes.
So, like, because I would have to think, he can't let Shinji go to jail, right? Because that would tarnish his reputation, right?
That, and technically wouldn't it also screw him because there would always still be another rider? Because guess what? He's not going to have his deck in jail.
Yeah.
Which would mean even if he was in jail, then it still wouldn't solve anyone's problem.
Right. So later on, everyone finds out about this from Shinji, and they're like, fuck Kirioka! And they want him off the case. And that's when Nanako gets out of the hospital. And that's when we find out that actually Kirioka's deathly ill with Plautus. They don't specify what. As always. I love it's deathly ill sickness that we will not specify because I don't know why we ever do. I guess it's to not, make light of people who actually died from that?
Maybe.
The only reason I could think of, we never get this specified.
But you know what's weird? We know he has a deck to travel to the mirror world.
Right.
They have an easy solution. He's dying from some kind of disease that no one knows anything about.
Right.
Make up a name.
Yeah, just go with that.
We're already dealing with a fake world. Just make up a name.
So yeah, I guess it's supposed to make us, sympathize with Kitsuoka, but he's done nothing to make us sympathize with him yet. And even then, it's one thing versus a shit ton of other things, so no. He's still an asshole. Sir, you are still an Ace Attorney villain. You have not gained redemption in the slightest. You are no Edgeworth, sir.
Okay, to be fair, he's still never... Even when he does his one act of kindness, it is not in the step of redemption that was earned, it was redemption that was bought.
Right.
Because I'm just gonna throw this out there. I believe it was the next episode that this is done, but yeah, it's mentioned that that was anonymously donated.
Yep.
Meaning no proof that he did it.
Yeah. So yeah, we find that out, and then after our confrontation between the team and Kitsuoka, who's like, alright, fine, here's the tape, I won't do any shenanigans. That would actually jeopardize my reputation as, a perfect lawyer, but nah. Just assume I'm gonna do a bad thing, I guess. This is when our team meets the girl, and we find out that the girl is the kid of the kidnapping guy, and knew of the kidnapping plot, meaning Shinji's more or less off the hook now. I guess, because we'll take the word of this small child.
I mean, yes.
Also, when Shinji's arm hurts when he's talking to Nanako and the boss, Nanako freaks out because he's like, oh, you're the guy! And he's like, no, it's a bruise, not a bite! And she's like, oh, yeah, I did bite the guy, and he has no bite marks. I guess it's not him then. So it took us all of 2 episodes to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. So now Shinji's released with like 0 fucking fanfare. This is when we then find out, because Goro's helping out the kid, because God bless Goro, he's like the best fucking character in this goddamn series so far. But we find out that the girl's mom is in the hospital, and she is plagued with unnamed condition that requires a surgery. So the money was for her, and so Kitoko's like, fine, I'll go pay for her medical bills and let her get that surgery. So, yay!
I mean, have you never heard the disease of plot?
Yeah. So eventually the team finds this out, because they're also at the hospital, because Shinji wants to thank the girl. And both Shinji and Rin think that this is a manipulation by Kitoko to get the girl to reverse her testimony, which...
Why?
Fucking why?
And on top of that, at this point, Shinji's already out.
Yeah. He is out, and out on 2 pieces of evidence. Even if she did reverse her statement, he's still out on the other piece of evidence. He's not going back to jail. This is a moot point. So anyway, like, they want to beat him up, but Kito's like, fucking whatever, fuck you guys, and then just leaves. But this is when the monster from the entire 2 episodes tries to attack the girl. Rin and Shinji save her, she runs off, they go fight it, and then Kitoko just randomly shows up and is just like, fuck the lot of you, and just drops his final hit on all 3 of them, which he does get the monster, but he only injures the other 2 because End of the World fucking sucks. And never gets anybody it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And that is where we end the episode. So how'd you feel about these 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really bad plot.
That's
we
putting it
continue to
lightly.
Yeah. Kitoko continues to be a dick. Rin, I wish, smothered Shinji early in the episode when he had the opportunity to. Shinji continues to be stupid. And, like, Goro continues to be the only character I like out of, like, the supporting cast right now that isn't you. Because I don't know if I should call Reiko supporting cast, considering she doesn't really get to do anything.
Well, I mean, she's not really allowed to support.
Yeah. She's allowed to find out things after the fact, and then not help solve a problem, which is like the most confusing part of her story.
Yep.
Because we'll see it in these next 2, which... Ready to hit them?
I guess so.
Alright, we take it to episode 11, The Mysterious Empty Train! So, Yui finds the pair of them, and they're busted up, and unfortunately, Rin now has amnesia! You know, the temporary kind that he can only not remember like the last year or so. Yeah. Which is convenient because that's where all the plot is.
Also, the funny, kind of lasts less than a day.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, the temporary amnesia. The plot amnesia. The plotnesia. So, that's not good. They decide to take him back to Adley, try to, like, patch him up and stuff, and that's where they find out the whole, like, he doesn't remember the last year or so. And that's when Yui tries to take him food, she finds that he's gone, and by gone, I mean out the front door. Before anybody noticed, because I guess he went out the back door. Which I didn't know this place had a back door. but I guess does. And Rin knows where it is. Despite not remembering this place. Yeah. But now he's gonna go around town chasing foggy, blurry memories, trying to find some random girl that's in these blurry memories. Hoping they'll just trigger something, because that's how memory works.
And in the meantime, he'll find every person he's ever pissed off.
Good fucking lord. So, Shinji, not being a garbage fire for once, actually kinda helps him these entire 2 episodes. When did Shinji become a decent human being?
I love the fact that he attempts to help him and proceeds to get completely beaten up by the end of all of this. It's actually quite humorous.
Yeah. Probably the best part of these 2 episodes.
One of those, the best way for Ren to get rid of Shinji is just let him exist.
Yeah.
He will do the dumb himself.
I had to check the writers for this because I'm like, Shinji is not a complete shithead. Who wrote these episodes? These 2 episodes we're covering at the moment were written by Kobayashi. The previous 2 episodes were written by Inoue. That makes sense.
Yep. Yep.
No wonder I despise those episodes.
Yep, and no wonder we both managed to tune those out.
Yep. Also, Inoue wrote the 2 episodes before that, which are all of Zelda's introduction episodes. No wonder we hate him.
Well, I mean, okay. Part of that, I have to wonder, isn't because of when we watched Dragonite. One was we already knew that he was a piece of work to begin with, and then this show proceeded to make it worse.
Yeah. But anyway, back in the episode, Shinji follows around Ren for pretty much the entire episode, and Ren keeps running into every single person that he's ever pissed off and I guess punched or beaten the game of pool, which seems to be the one exception to all of these encounters, I assume.
I assume because the way the guy was talking, it was more that Ren just blew him off when he wanted to play a game of pool.
Yeah.
Why that pissed the guy off to the point of wanting to, hold him hostage until he played a game is beyond me, but...
Yeah. So yeah, that's most of the episode. The other half of the episode is Yui going to the university her brother was at. I don't remember the name of the university. Mostly because I don't fucking care. It's a university.
Yeah, I highly doubt we're going to be dealing with more than one, so yeah.
Yeah. So, she's trying to find out more information about her brother. Even though she's been here and investigated before, apparently she didn't investigate hard enough. And there is still more to find. So she goes there asking around. People are like, well, they all kind of left after one day, and we don't know why. As a, we like to not get into trouble kind of answer, I guess. But, we then check in with Reiko at this point. Because she's apparently been assigned to investigate these disappearances off a train. Even though it's a Shinji job, as they say, but it's her job because Shinji's busy.
Busy on his day off.
Right. So she investigates it. She sees a car empty after it's supposed to have people and runs into one of Shiro's co-workers who has a seal card and is the only thing stopping mirror monsters from murdering him. But by this point, Shinji has a run-in with said train monster, fights it. Rin notices the sound, but he doesn't engage because he does not understand what sound is. But we do see a clearer memory of Shiro giving him the blank night deck and Darkwing being in a room with him out of the mirror world. We end the episode with Shinji taking the monster out, and then we see a picture of all of Shiro's co-workers. Among them is the guy from before and Kanzaki Shiro, but also Ren's fiance that he now sees clearly in his memories, Eri. Yay, we have progression. We're getting somewhere.
For the first time in 11 episodes.
Too bad it won't go much further. So we go now. Yeah, so we go to episode 12 now. Ren, Akiyama's lover. At this point, Ren decides to head to the university because his, like, memory of Eri talking to him is like, hey, pick me up early at the university, please. And he's like, I gotta go there. That's where my memories are leading me. So he starts going there. Shinji's following him. Then 2 cars try to fucking run him off the road so they could fight him, which, Jesus, what did Rin do to you to piss you off this bad?
I mean, like, it is Ren.
Like, this is car chase number 2 in this series, but still. So, Shinji tells Ren, go, I'll distract him by saying that my boss knows them, and it will sway them differently. And so Ren leaves, and Shinji name drops his boss, and they're like, who the fuck is this person? And he's like, oh, I knew you wouldn't. So, oops. And then gets the shit kicked out of him, so needle in the right direction just a little bit more. At this point, we get more clearer memories showing that Eri wasn't on board with whatever experiments were going on in this one specific room at this university with Shiro and his co-workers, who were all graduate students that had no supervision from a teacher?
Question mark?
Question mark? Yeah. Yeah. So she wanted Rin to pick her up early on a specific day. And he was hesitant, but I guess he still did. Or didn't. I don't know. We don't get an answer on that one. But we do find out because somebody confronts Yui. And apparently all the experiments were for the benefit of her, which she is very confused by, which will be reiterated later with no further clarification. So we got progress, and then we got a tiny bit of progress, and nothing else. Joy. But over in Ore, they're now on the trail of the mirror monsters because Reiko's like, all these people disappeared. That's strange. And Nako's like, it's an alien abduction. It's like, no. So, yay, they're on the trail now. But we get the full memory now because we see that Darkwing arrived the day Rin went to pick up Eri, attacked, I guess, all of them, and in the process put Eri in a coma. So I guess Rin's wish now is the coma be undone by Shiro, who was in control of the monsters?
Question mark?
Because it is fairly convenient for A, a monster to be targeting one of his former co-workers so hard, and B, it's really convenient that you're here when this had happened. So, Rin got the deck from Shiro, contracted with Darkwing, and thus his life as a writer started. And then that other guy shows up from earlier and gets attacked and almost killed, and dies as he tells Yui it's all for her sake. And then our 2 writers beat up the monster and it goes boom. And then we end the episode with Rin checking in on Yui. and that's it. If it sounds like not a lot happened, that would be what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the progress, but it feels like we had to hammer in the same point twice when it felt like we could have done more than that. I don't know. So, how'd you feel? Tommy? Hello?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. How'd you feel about these two?
I mean, yay, plot.
Yay, plot!
That's about all that can be said, though.
Yeah, because it took us a while to get the plot, and we didn't get a whole lot of plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how we had to give Ren amnesia for him to talk about his backstory, even though we could have just had his backstory delivered by, old guy coming up to Ryder straightly, being like, "Help me, please." I don't know. Anything else?
No, just kind of. I know I'm going to be disappointed next week when we go back into it and it's not going to continue, growing as a show. We're going to be right back to the same stupid crap.
Yeah. Yeah, because next week we keep on trucking. We're with the show until it drives us away. Until we've had enough and leave.
Mm-hmm.
But Wednesday, I finish up Prime. I hope.
You should.
Yeah.
I think the only thing you got left is the stuff in Phase Online, so
Yeah.
if that's the case, that should be good.
Yeah, I think the game's shoving me towards Phase-On suit at this point.
Once you have Phase-On suit, then any other artifacts that you need should be accessible.
Yeah.
The bigger question will be how long it takes you on the bosses.
On riddles and in the prime of Metroids.
Yep.
But that is Wednesday. Thursday, we continue Okami. Saturday, it's TGS. We get to talk about the Game Awards. Yay! Week after they have lost relevance.
So, wait, we're not talking about them tonight.
No.
No, you didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Week after they lost relevance, they've already.
Yeah. But yeah, that takes us to next Sunday with more Ryuki. So if you like what you're seeing, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Chipping away at that affiliate goal. At TGSuit on Twitter gets you updates of my life. Next Benchpoint Discord check. It's this with link. Drop by. Say hi. See you Wednesday, folks.